this is my speech. I hope none of you are doing anything tonight or tomorrow. No, actually, this is my notebook. I've been taking notes today, and I want to thank everyone who's everyone who gave a talk. They're all so amazing. Like, I had such an incredible amount of information and quotes and amazing stuff from you guys. I feel like I've been given a great gift today. So thank you very much. I'm a big fan of gifts. She said my personal goal is to give away 1,000 pieces of original art to random strangers. So basically, I have an envelope. I walk up to someone and I say, hey, I'm not crazy. I'm an artist. OK, bye. Walk away. And the reason I'm doing this, there are multiple reasons I'm doing this, and they will become clear through the course of this talk. But I want to convince you. I want to convince you to do the same. I want to convince you to give away your art. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. OK, I can't do that. I can't paint the Mona Lisa with one hand tied behind my back. You know, I can't even draw a stick figure without making it look like it's been hit by a truck. So no, I can't. I'm not an artist, right? Well, I think everyone in this room is an artist. I think everyone here has the potential to be our artist. Not necessarily a visual artist, but an artist nonetheless. You can find something that you're good at, that you enjoy, that you can give to the world. As an example, I tell about the first time I had gelato. Okay? My wife and I were going to this gelato shop, and we had no idea what gelato was, right? So we walk inside, and we just stand there, just kind of deer in the headlights, like, how do we order gelato? How do we, how do we behave in a gelato shop? I don't know, and the guy behind the glass picked up on that right away, and he was like, hey, come on up here. You've never had gelato before. It was pretty obvious that we hadn't. And so he grabbed a whole bunch of little sample spoons, and he had them between his fingers, and he was like getting different flavors, and he was handing them to us and saying, here, try this one, try that one, try those two together. Oh, if you like that, try this one. And then through the whole process, he was explaining what gelato was, why it was better than ice cream, why it's different than ice cream, why we should only eat gelato and never touch that ice cream stuff again, right? And we walked out of there going, wow, that guy was an artist. We'd paid for our gelato. We had our gelato, but we felt like we had been given a great, amazing gift by this guy, this gift of human connection and information. And that's how I feel today about these TED Talks. I feel like I've been given an enormous, huge amount of information as a gift from you. So thank you for that. Now, the reason you should give away your art, whatever it is, one big reason is because giving connects people. Okay? Giving connects people. I waited tables for a couple years, and I'll tell you, if you ever want to see human beings as they really are, no masks, no pretenses, wait tables, because they will show you exactly who they are. Bad tippers are always bad tippers, I learned, and good tippers are the most amazing, wonderful people on the planet. This is why I learned waiting tables. And I became very connected with the regulars who were good tippers because, they were literally paying my rent, they were paying for food for my family, and I felt very close to them because they gave me this amazing gift. It was a small gift for them, but it was huge. It was my world for me. So they gave me this amazing gift, and I felt connected to them. Another story about connection. The 13th art gift I gave away, I sent to this guy in the Netherlands who I didn't know, never met him before. And he sent me back this huge manila envelope full of prints and photography and art from him and his wife, because they're both artists. And he said, hey, next time you're in Netherlands, you got a tour guide. And we've got this great, awesome relationship because I gave him this little gift of my stupid art, right? So giving really seriously connects people and forms relationships. Connection is kind of important, right? Just a little bit, connection, yeah. Connection is important in your personal life because numerous studies have shown that people who are connected live longer, they're happier, they're healthier, they're more successful. And people who tend to be disconnected, they aren't as healthy and aren't happy, because we thrive on connection. I think that's been said today already. We thrive on connection. So it's important in our personal lives. That's also important in business. giving gifts and connecting with people is well, connection is the heart of business, right? If you start a business and you can't connect with people, you're going to go out of business pretty quickly. So giving gifts to people and connecting with people in business is really important, and people care. People care about whether or not you're giving. In a recent study, 79% of people out there will change brands just because of kind of the social responsibility of a company. So environmentalism and philanthropy. This has changed recently. Not too long ago, people maybe didn't care as much, but now people really care if you're giving gifts. And you can't fake this, by the way. I figured this, you can't fake this, because if you walk into, say, a business or a restaurant, and you see that person at the front, and they're going, "Hey, it's a great day at McDonald's. Would you like to try our new shake? I'm just so dang happy. It's wonderful." And you just get chills up your spines because this person is faking it. They're giving a gift they don't have, right? They've just got their manager leaning on them. They've got to keep their job, so they got to act perky and happy and like everything's amazing. And they're trying to give something that they don't have. And I learned in my own business, I was write a blog about intentional living, productivity, that type of stuff. And I found out that a lot of times I just try to cheat and write about something that I hadn't implemented in my own life. I just kind of, write about, it's interesting, maybe people would like, and those always rang kind of hollow with people. So I learned that, I have to give gifts I've already received. I can only share generously if I've been given, and if I've implemented it in my life. So you can't fake it. And I learned, but also on the other side, I learned that if I gave real value to people, really amazing, if I just gave things away that are really valuable to people, it connects people with me. They feel connected with my brand and with me, and they give back, right? So it's a really powerful thing. And by the way, the internet makes it really, really incredibly easy to give away, and really, really incredibly cheap to give to lots of people, right? Because it's basically the same amount of time and effort and money to give to one person as it is to 10,000 people, with the download. And so it's really, really easy to give good stuff to people. It's more valuable to me as a business person to have 5,000 people read my free ebook than have 8 people buy it who just kind of took a chance, right? It's so much more, because then all those people feel connected to me, and they got something out of it too. So it's very, very important to give in business. And the last thing I learned about giving, I learned when I gave away my first art gift, and I was nervous out of my mind, okay? So I was sure that it was illegal to give away art in Nebraska or something, like cop cars were gonna pull up, they haul me away. Or, I was gonna hand it to the person and they would take my art and they would say, "And I don't want it to rip it up, throw it on the floor, spit on it, set it on fire, and I was sure that something just terrible was going to happen. I was scared out of my mind. Luckily, my wife is really good at making me do things that I said I would do. She's wonderful. And so she's, you gotta do this. You said you would, you need to do this. So I went inside Trader Joe's, and I walked up to this guy with my little envelope and I said, "Hi, I'm an artist. I'm giving away 1,000 pieces of art. Here's yours." Hurt me, right? And okay, this guy, bless his heart, he beamed, big smile spread over his face. He beamed, and he threw his arms up in the air, and he went, yeah, I got this. And he was like throwing a dance party in Trader Joe's, because I'd given them. So I walked out of there feeling like $1 million. It was amazing. And I felt like I'd been given a gift. I gave him this little gift of, art, piece of paper, some ink, a little time. I'd given that to him. And he gave me this wonderful gift of affirmation and of enthusiasm. And I felt like he had given me a gift. So it's something that I learned while giving away art. When you give enthusiastically, when you give consistently, when you tip your waiter, when you do it, when you give authentically, you always end up getting so much more in return. So in that spirit, I have a long way to go. This is number 43, and I think you need to have this.
It's my birthday today! Well played, Andrew. Happy birthday.